everyone, welcome to the WozTalks. This is my recap video for yesterday's video where I made all the picks for the games yesterday. I ended up 7 out of 10, which isn't that bad, I think. There's a couple games that were squeakers, just came down to the last second. To start things off, I'm going to recap the games a little bit, talk about the next ones, and make my picks for tonight's game. So I'll start it off with the Chicago Bulls versus the Charlotte Hornets, and even though the Charlotte Hornets jerseys and court looked really nice, the Bulls just took it to them this game. Gordon Hayward finished off with 34 points. Devontae Graham took a whole bunch of minutes away from the LaMelo Ball that I thought he was going to get. He ended up finishing with 24 points on the 38 minutes he had. LaMelo Ball had 17 minutes played with 7 points. For the Chicago Bulls, Zach LaVine had 25 points with 6 boards, 9 assists. Lauri Markkanen was looking good. He had 25 points. Kobe White, 18 points, 2 rebounds, and 8 assists, which was a good game for him. So, as I said, the Buzz City courts look super nice. It's a great color and great design for the court. But Bulls take it 123-110. Next up, we have the Rockets versus the Pistons. This was another game that I took an L on with the Pistons, I guessed, who ended up losing 103-102 to the Rockets. Victor Oladipo didn't have the game I thought he was going to have. He had 13 points, shooting 4 from 16. Eric Gordon, though, had 20 points, the highest amount in the game for the Rockets. On the Pistons side, Jeremy Grant had 21 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, having another good game. Wayne Ellington had a really good game for the Pistons, 18 points, 6 from 10 from 3. Blake Griffin did not do very much. I'm not sure what they're going to do with that. Hopefully they can figure something out and get rid of him because he's not playing great basketball. Moving on, we got the Magic at the Pacers, which is a real good game. It came down right to the end where Malcolm Brogdon ended up hitting a game-winning 3. It was a beautiful shot. The Magic ended up having 118 to the Pacers finishing off with 120. Evan Fournier had a really good game. Vucevic is their guy there. They're just feeding him in the paint and letting him do his work. He's been making all their shots really. On the Pacers side, Miles Turner, even though he's playing with a broken hand, had 22 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 blocks. As I said, Malcolm Brogdon with the game-winning 3 had 23 points, 6 assists. Moving on to the Nets versus Cavs. Like I said, the Cavs are going to take the series with 2 games in a row against the Nets. No KD this game, but Kyrie had 38 points and 5 assists. James Harden had 19 points with 11 assists. On the Cavs side, they had Colin Sexton didn't have the same game he had last time, but he had 25 points, 9 assists. Andre Drummond had 16 rebounds to go with his 19 points. And Jared Allen had 19 points and 6 rebounds and a whole lot of nice dunks. That guy's looking like he's having a lot more fun, and I think he's going to do great with the Cavs. The afro is looking tight, looking nice. He had a really nice alley-oop dunk that he had from Garland. I think it was off the backboard. He ended up finishing off, big smile on his face afterwards. Good to see him do good there. He's not going to get the minutes with Drummond there, but maybe they might put him to power forward or something, maybe get him on the court a little more. Hope to see that. Moving along still, we got the Celtics at 76ers. The Cavs ended up beating the Nets 111 for the Nets, 125 for Cavs. Again, Celtics for 76ers. 76ers ended up winning 122-110 against the Celtics. Celtics had Jaylen Brown finish with 42 points and 9 rebounds. Kemba Walker had 19 points with 3 steals. Those are big numbers. For the 76ers side, Joel Embiid had another monster night with 38 points, 11 rebounds. Seth Curry, in his first game back, finished with 15 points, so it's good to see him back on the court. And then we had Dwight Howard. Didn't have his shots falling. He had 3 points, all from the free throw line, but he finished with 12 rebounds. It's good to see Dwight Howard always doing good. I like that guy too. Moving on to the Heat at Raptors. Raptors ended up taking it 101-81. For the Heat, no one really had very great stats. I didn't get to see tons of the game, but Kendrick Nunn ended up finishing with their highest amount of points with 22 points. Kendrick Nunn feels like he has something to prove from not winning Rookie of the Year last year to my man Ja Morant. For the Raptors side, we had Pascal Siakam playing even though he had that groin injury. He finished the game with 15 points, 14 rebounds. Norman Powell had 23 points and shot a whole lot of them. Didn't make tons, but when you're shooting as much as he was, you're going to have him falling, and he had a decent game, I guess you could say. OG Anunoby shot 5 from 6 from 3, 21 points. So good to see him. I got him on my fantasy team, which is nice. Moving on, we got the Hawks at the Timberwolves. And the Timberwolves just do not look very good without Karl Anthony Towns. As I said, I hope him the best of luck with all this pandemic and his wrist going on. That guy's had a rough year. So the Hawks ended up taking it to the Wolves 114-96. With Trae Young, I'm going to start with him. He had 43 points. All his shots are starting to fall down, which is great to see by him. He shot 14 of 22, 8 from 12 from 3-point, and 7 of 7 from the 3-point line. So Trae's got his shot going down right now. Hopefully he can keep that up. But the big name out of this one is Clint Capella. That guy is on fire. That guy's doing so good. I think he's got his legs underneath him now. He's got 13 points, 19 rebounds, and 10 blocks. That guy's blocking every freaking shot going his way. That's awesome to see. I hope he does good, and the Hawks keep it going. So we'll keep it going on that end too. We go with the Nuggets and the Suns. I said the Nuggets were going to win this one, and it was another one of the squeakers. They took it to overtime. We have my boy Jokic. He had 31 points, 10 rebounds, and I over-exaggerated, obviously, with the assists with 18, but he finished with 8, so almost triple-double. We had Jamal Murray, 18 points, 9 assists. The Nuggets ended up taking it 130-126 in overtime. For the Sun side, DeAndre Ayton, 27 points, 13 rebounds. Devin Booker, 31 points, 5 and 5. Chris Paul, 11 points, 15 assists. And Mikal Bridges, 24 points, 10 rebounds. Also to note for the Suns, towards the end of the game, around a minute, half I'll say, Devin Booker ended up falling, and he didn't end up playing the last 2 minutes, let's say, of the game with some sort of leg injury, so we're not sure how bad that is. Denver Nuggets and the Suns ended up playing again today. Also, Chris Paul ended up running into someone, and he went down holding his leg too, so those two, I'm not sure if they're going to be playing much today, so we'll see how that goes. The Thunder versus the Clippers, as I said, I didn't think the Thunder had what it takes to keep up with the Clippers. The Clippers are looking really nice this year. SGA, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, which is a whole big mouthful to say. 30 points, 8 assists, the most notable guy on the court as usual. And on the Clippers side, they take it 120-106, and Kawhi Leonard had 31 points, 8 rebounds out of that. Paul George had 29 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. And Sergio Ibaka had 17 points and 11 rebounds. We're going to keep it going with the Mavs at Spurs. The Mavs ended up taking it 122-117. Luka Doncic is doing his thing. 19 points, 5 assists, and 6 rebounds at the first quarter. That's crazy numbers. It's ridiculous to see Luka doing his thing like that. He ended up finishing the game with 39 points, 9 rebounds, and 11 assists. Kristaps Porzingis is back, and he has 21 points last night with 8 rebounds. On the Spurs side, DeMar DeRozan had 29 points, 6 and 6. And LaMarcus Aldridge surprised me, and I'm sure a lot of other people, with 26 points and 9 rebounds, which is something he has not liked to do so far this year. So maybe he's getting back into playing shape that way, and he's going to start doing something this year, which will be nice to see. To moving on to the last game, my last L that I took last night for my picks. I thought the Knicks were going to do a lot better, but it ended up being the Kings taking the show, and they looked really good defensively, actually, for once. Starting off with the Knicks, Julius Randle had 26 points, 15 rebounds, and 4 assists. Mitchell Robinson had 12 points, 10 rebounds, and R.J. Barrett finished with 21 points. On the Kings side, Harrison Barnes, 21 points, 8 and 7. We got Holmes had 14 rebounds, 10 points, and 6 blocks. De'Aaron Fox, 22 points, 7 assists. Didn't shoot very well, 7 from 20 on the field. And then Tyrese Halliburton had an awesome game for this rookie. He had 16 points, 2 steals, and 4 blocks. He was on there for 31 minutes. I remember towards the game I saw him. He was baiting people to throw it to his guy just so he can jump into the lane, take that ball, and push it hard to the other side. he'd take it right up the hole, and yeah, he was looking really good. And then we're gonna move on to today's games. I got my picks ready here. Hopefully, I can do better than my 7 of 10 that I did yesterday, which still isn't a bad number if you ask me. We got Philly at Detroit. I think Philly is gonna take it because they've been looking awesome. We got the Heat at the Nets. The Nets got something to prove, and the Heat look like the team that they can kind of practice and work on that game together with. I don't know if Kevin Durant is playing, but something to watch out for. We got the Pelicans at the Minnesota Timberwolves. And as I said, the Timberwolves aren't looking very great, so I'm looking at the Pels to go off on this game. Hopefully my boy Zion's going to have a great game. Brandon Ingram. We're all waiting for Lonzo Ball to do something more, maybe on the assist side. We got the Warriors at the Jazz. The Jazz are looking really good. I think they got like the best 3-point shooting team in the league right now. So I'm going to go with them. The Warriors are struggling. We all miss Klay Thompson. We all hope him the best of luck returning with that injury. Maybe next year the Warriors are going to be really fun to watch. Moving on, we got the Lakers at Bulls. Even though the Bulls gave me that L with the Charlotte yesterday, I'm going to go with the Lakers to take this one. LeBron, AD, Alex Caruso is always looking good. I love that guy. So go with the Lakers on this one. We got the Rockets at Dallas. Obviously, with Luka doing his thing like that, I'm going to go with Dallas. The Rockets are still looking to show what they got, but I don't think this is their game for that. And last off, as I said, we got Denver at the Suns. I'm going to say Denver because we're not sure where the Suns are with these two All-Stars, Devin Booker and Chris Paul, with their legs. So I'm going to look for Denver to take it 2 for 2. I'm going to have Jokic I'm going to say 18 points, 12 rebounds, and let's say 10 assists. And those are my picks for tonight. Those are my little recaps for yesterday. Thank you, everyone, for watching again. Have a wonderful Saturday. There's a great UFC fight on tonight. Enjoy. Stay safe. Thanks, everyone. Peace.